Nah, regarding your face.
May.
Yeah.
Look in general. Look at the AI song.
Nope. Terrible.
Oh my gosh. So you want to be a time wizard? Whoop-de-doo. I've been around the block several times.
And you're playing the bard monk.
Hey, I had that in 2 seconds, okay?
All right.
No.
Mm-hmm. Everybody ready?
No.
You see a mature tiefling woman with lavender skin, and she turns to look at you, and you notice both the horns on her head are broken.
I'll just assume that the tiefling woman cleared the path sufficiently and there isn't an enemy lurking. I'm just one lonely kobold.
That's another failure.
Yep, next one decides it.
Oh, Abigail! What a pleasant surprise! Why is that? Is it to teach me something new?
Always seeking more knowledge. Must know.
She literally sits up so fast. What the? She looks at him, she looks around, she's like, Chaff, is that you?
I run over to her excitedly.
Chaff, they think you ran away, Chaff. They're gonna arrest you. You can't be seen.
Chaff, while you're sitting about, the tiefling woman approaches you. Did she give you that paper?
I nod my head, yes.
Do you know who she is?
I nod again.
Do you understand that no one else needs to know who she is? So, Chaff has finished his homework, which he was given. Hannah has awakened, being overlooked by boars and the tiefling woman. And Arthur is still locked in a cell. Presently, the military camp is starting to pick up and move, continuing on their way to New Flora.
Well, I'm knocked out.
No, you just woke up.
Okay.
Did I already walk up to her and give her the paper?
Well, I was knocked out.
I do not believe so.
Basically, the questions would be, what happened to you, and all that. Where have you been? What's going on? How do you know this lady? And how'd you find out about me?
And I write it in big letters. It's a long story.
You hand her a paper that says, I'll tell you later.
No, I actually answer to the best of my knowledge. Do you want me to answer all that? I'll have to get an exact questions.
Oh no, I just was kind of like, you're just catching her up to what's happened to you thus far. So you're good. You don't have to give me an actual answer. We'll just assume you explained everything to me. Like, what happened to you? How'd you get out of the prison? This and that.
Alright, so hand her the paper and imitate like flapping wings and look around to like ask her where Arthur is.
Do He's laying in a cot in the fetal position, and she grabs the letter. She sees him do the weird bird dance, and she kind of chuckles, and she's like, "Don't make me laugh, it hurts." And then she takes a breath, and she says, He's prisoner. He attacked a guard while we were in the town. I don't know what came over him. Something about not being respected. I don't know." She looks at the paper.
I believe he was having senile moment. Boris chimes in. He has been around long time.
Hannah kind of looks at Boris for a moment, and then she looks back at the paper. Like she was contemplating to say something but decided not to.
I'm just waiting patiently while you're reading it.
After a few minutes, she's like, "Wow, you've been on quite the adventure. Very interesting."
What did Chaff actually write on that paper?
I didn't give him actual questions. It was just him to update me everything that happened from how did he escape to prison up till now.
Okay. So what did Chaff actually write on that paper? Because I know Chaff doesn't know how he
Yeah, let's
escaped
just
that
pretend
prison.
that's what I wrote. Let's pretend that's what I wrote, Johnny. What happened to you? How'd you get out of prison? And what happened till now? From then to here. If you want to do a general summary.
Once upon a Midsummer's Eve.
Alright, so I wrote down that I looked into a mirror and I was transported into somewhere dark and silent. But the goddess was there. She helped me escape from the place, and she told me all about you and Arthur.
Interesting.
And after that, I inhabited the body of, did I ever catch his name? Yes, I think I did.
Of your ancestor or of her ancestor?
Jacob.
Yeah, her ancestor. Which, Hannah, after extensive history lessons, you would know who Jacob Cree is.
Yeah, I figured, because I was reading his diary at one point. And also, of course, the ancestor.
Okay. So she kind of looks over at you. She's like, "You need to lay off the rotten food, man. That stuff's not good for you." But she is a little shaken by it. She doesn't really express it, but she is. She kind of just puts it in her pocket.
What is that? What does it say?
Oh, just what he's been doing up until this point.
I've been wondering myself, how did you escape that prison cell?
Something about a mirror. Possibly some magic, although I don't know how he got into contact with a magic mirror.
You perform magic as well, little kobold.
I nod my head rather proudly.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to, little one.
Oh.
Hannah realizes that the tiefling lady is there. She goes, "And who the heck are you? Why did you attack the soldier? I was totally handling it."
You were training for war. Sometimes your allies do come and surprise you.
She relaxes in the cot and she says, "That's true, but I guess we shouldn't completely trust our allies. You never know if they're caught up in something else."
Are you insinuating something?
Nope. I mean, she's possibly thinking back to the time that her family was attacked and thinking how, there weren't a lot of allies to come help. Some did come help, but sometimes her family had to rely on themselves and it just didn't work out.
There is a mixture of emotions in this woman's face as she looks at you after you say that. And Boris is nodding in agreement, just like those soldiers back in town that attacked my family. When Boris says that, she kind of shakes off the look she had. Right. Well, it seems that the army is moving on. We better help the rest of the merchants back up, huh, little one?
She looks at Chaff and she's like, "You could also stay here, whatever you want."
You're going to stay here, by the bridge, all by yourself.
I scratch my chin a bit and, seeming rather undecisive.
Well, I'm moving on. I don't get paid for sitting by the bridge. And she leaves the tent. She has point. I should be going too. I am sure that I would be scolded for shirking my duties.
Hey, y'all are getting paid?
Of course I get paid. How else do I expect to eat?
I don't get paid.
Well, it's probably because you're associated with the wizard.
Arthur, you did this to me. Somewhere in the distance, Arthur sneezes.
I don't even know if Schmeichel's at his computer right now.
He's listening to AI music.
One of those is true.
Bors nods at you and stands and looks at Chaff. Stay out of trouble, okay?
She kind of nods her head.
And perhaps it is better that you stay with the merchants.
I mean... Fine.
No, do whatever you want. He's just suggesting that you travel with them. They're still headed in the same direction as...
Yeah, no, I got it. It's
Alright.
just, I'm debating how much I trust that tiefling. But at the same time, I would imagine she's both untrusting, but also curious. So, we will go with the merchants.
Bors leaves the tent. It is just you and Chaff in here.
So yeah, she looks at Chaff. She goes, were you surprised when you found out who I was?
I nod my head.
Good. I'm glad. 'Cause I'm doing a good job of hiding it. She looks really sad as she's saying it. She ends up turning away from you. She's like, if it's okay with you, I'm just gonna rest for a bit.
I gesture a thumb back at the tent entrance and nudge my head over to it, and then I wave goodbye.
You left the tent?
Yeah.
As soon as Chaff walks out, he sees the tiefling woman standing by the entrance, looking down at him. Does she plan to sleep all day?
I tilt my head, but after a moment, shake my head.
Good, because if not, she'll get left behind. I'll try to delay the rest of the merchants as long as I can, but eventually they're gonna start breaking this tent down. You should help out as well. Around here, everyone pulls their weight. And you've been traveling with us long enough to know that by now.
I raise an arm, flex it, and head over to the nearest crate to attempt to lift.
You're such a silly kobold. And why is it that you haven't been talking the last few days? Did that battle on the bridge scare you? As she helps you pick up the crate.
I would probably give her a quizzical look, but continue working. Do I roll for strength?
You can, but it's not a big box of anything. In fact, it's actually empty. All the stuff that belongs in it is still being packed away and tied up. Don't feel like answering, that's fine. I get like that sometimes. And she just continues to pack things into crates. Everyone's tying things down, and a good 20 minutes past, the military caravan has already moved on ahead, and the merchants are scrambling to try and keep pace. Hannah, they've already started to break down the tent that you were in.
She's helping them.
And Arthur, what are you doing?
I made a rubber ball and I'm bouncing it on the wall, catching it. Straight prison activities.
Because I'm a thug.
Yep. I prestidigitated a teardrop under my
For every person I've killed.
I exited just like, why is your face completely covered in ink? Man, we're burning that good.
Also, I couldn't get this pen to open. Oh, man. Alright. So you're bouncing the ball around?
Yeah. Loudly enough to annoy the driver.
Well, not again, wizard. What are you doing now?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Not really, but whatever it is getting on my nerves.
Getting on your nerves? Seems great for me. Don't mind if I continue.
If you're trying to annoy your way out of prison, it is not going to work.
I know I'll get out of here in due time. But the time I do spend it here, I will make sure at least I enjoy it.
So you do enjoy making other people's lives miserable. Just like Mika.
I enjoy making the people who make my life miserable, their lives miserable. And you should really do research. I have no idea who this Mika is.
He's the soldier who is suffering in the clinic back in garage.
I do stop bouncing the ball and just say, oh, he's alive, isn't he? Guess he should have been faster.
The guard doesn't say anything else in response other than a grunt.
I'll make sure if I return that I help him as much as I can. Though I doubt he'll be wanting my help anytime soon. But in the meantime, I start bouncing the ball again.
Nah! Damned wizard. Let me see here. Let me make a roll. 87. Right. Interesting. Arthur, outside of this prison, this confinement that you find yourself in, you begin to hear the sound of guns cocking and orders being shouted. And if you listen closely, you could hear the sound of the way the wind rushes as something flies overhead. For Hannah and Chaff, who are not confined to this box, you could see in the distance, overhead of where the military caravan is traveling alongside the Kovic, a very large flying creature.
Ah, heck. It's a dragon, isn't it?
Can I do something?
You could do something if you want to.
Still laying on my pillow that I made. I just kick the front of the carriage and say, Guard, is this a coward and fear type creature that the men are arming towards? Or is it more of a mild annoyance?
Are you looking through?
No, I don't. I'm not getting up.
You're not getting up?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay laid down.
You don't get a response, and you have noticed that the cart that you're in has come to a complete stop.
No verbal banter about my annoyance. Must be a coward and fear type thing. Well, guard, if you survive, just die close to the cart so they may get the keys and open the cart.
Still no reply. Hannah, Chaff, Hannah.
Did I see the flying creature?
You guys can see it from this distance, but you can't, make out what it is exactly. You just know that it looks pretty big, even at the distance you guys are at. It's large enough for you guys to clearly see the outline of it.
So basically, we see a giant dragon in the distance.
You see a flying creature.
Okay. And I'm assuming I am with the merchants, so am I sitting in a carriage or something?
You
Or
are.
are we still packing up?
No. You guys have already packed. Like I said, the merchants were 20 minutes behind the military encampment. They are not as efficient at picking up and moving as the military is. Mostly because they concern themselves with comforts and luxuries that those in the military don't necessarily have due to lack of efficiency in those things.
So Hannah looks at you. She rubs her eyes and she goes, Jeff, am I seeing stuff?
I point directly at the flying creature.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Well, everybody look alive. Hopefully that thing stays over there.
Yeah. I didn't sign up for this. Says one of the other mercenaries who's sitting in the cart with you guys. No. Eddie don't fight no flying beast.
Hannah looks at him and smirks. Don't worry. If it comes after us, I'll cut off the wings so you can fight it.
You can do that? His little goblin bug eyes like open wide at you. You can cut off flying wing?
She chuckles. If I had opportunity, I could try.
Of course I can. You ever see the movie Avatar?
Okay, yeah. I stick by you. Eddie sticks by you. Yeah. What about you, lizard man?
Oh, he doesn't talk much, but good for a fight too, though. I have a feeling.
He was talking a whole bunch last couple weeks.
She looks at Chaff, shooketh, and she's like, yeah. She crosses her arms. Are you able to speak?
Yeah. Lizard man talk a whole bunch. Wouldn't shut up.
I shake my head very slowly.
Shake your head no or shake your head yes.
No.
She looks at the goblin, she looks at Chaff, and she kind of like covers her mouth so the goblin can't see, and she mouths, I believe you. And then she points at the hand and she goes, he's crazy.
I don't think any of us will have to fight that thing.
Oh?
Look. And she points, and you could see the silhouette of this creature vanish into the skyline.
She looks at the tiefling. What's that tiefling lady's name again?
She didn't give it.
Oh. So she looks at the tiefling lady. She's like, I'm sorry, what was your name again?
No, that was her name. She didn't give it.
It's Yana.
Yana, okay. You seem to be a very experienced person, Yana.
I have seen many things in my time, yes. I've never seen that. She kind of gestures to the distance. But the world is a strange and mysterious place.
She nods and she's like, yes. Yes, it is.
What about you? Hannah, was it?
Yes.
What have you seen in your travels?
Oh, beautiful things. The world is colorful. All sorts of interesting people. Beautiful music. She pulls out her lute. Would you all care for a tune?
Oh, you play?
She nods and smiles kind of proudly. One of my many tricks I've picked up on my travels.
I would be most honored to hear something of yours.
She kind of pauses for a moment and is like, is there any song that you want me to play? I know many. I'd be very curious if you mentioned a song I didn't know.
Despacito.
Despacito.
Yana pauses to think for a second with a hand to her chin and kind of looking up and around as if she's actually searching through her head. How about snowberries in the winter? Do you know that one?
Her voice gets kind of caught in her throat and she looks at her with this blank expression for a good few seconds. And when she finally kind of comes out of it, she's like, that one, I do not.
I would have very much liked to have heard it.
She kind of sits back. Is there a more common one, perhaps?
Eddie no common. Eddie no common song. Yeah.
Okay, Eddie, tell me, what's going on in your brain?
Okay. So, you ask, what song we want play? Eddie no song. What about Bonley the Brewer?
Ah, Lolly the Brewer. She kind of strums her lute very quickly and theatrically, and she's like, what a fun song. And she kind of goes crazy with it. It's like a tavern jive. She's like stomping her foot, and Eddie's like clapping his hands.
Did you say
Eddie-
Molly the Brewer?
Bolly
Is that
the
what-
Brewer.
What is
Oh,
the brewer?
Molly.
And Eddie is like drooling during this song because it's essentially a song about a guy who makes strange and unusual beers.
Blue eggs and beer.
Blue eggs and beer.
Hold on, I got this. My beer is yellow, just like this. Your beer is red, like a kiss. Like it just goes crazy.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly how this song goes. It's just like a silly, fun little limerick, and then the entire time you're singing it, Yana is like sort of bobbing along, but giving you like a sly look.
Hannah is occasionally catching glances and breaking eye contact because she is now again just very high alert about her again, not sure how to feel about her.
Due to the pause of seeing the creature they saw, the military caravan had slowed down just enough for the merchant caravan to get closer. But it's still a bit of a distance from you guys.
Okay.
The morning quickly turns to afternoon, which everybody begins to break out for a meal sometime in the later afternoon, and giving enough time for the merchant caravan to fully catch up, at which point everyone begins to set up camp again. I'd like to know what each of you are going to be doing. Arthur, I'm pretty sure I already know what it is you're going to be doing.
Pooping in a hole.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
get my bucket of water,
No.
start sprinkling it all over.
But I'd like to know what Hannah and Chaff are gonna be doing while this is happening.
She's just helping the mercenaries. I mean, not mercenaries. She's just helping the merchants with setting up again.
Yeah, same. Why not?
So, several of them are starting to pitch tents. Others are headed down to the river to draw some water out. You have some starting up some fires and getting food cooking. And Boars approaches the merchant camp. Anna, did you see that thing earlier?
She looks at him and she's like, yeah, that was freaky, huh?
Right, it flew right over us. I'm not even quite sure what it was. It's staring up at it, the sun over top. Could barely make out.
Well, thankfully it didn't attack us.
Right, I'm not sure if we could have taken something like that on. I mean, we were ready to fight, he says proudly, but not knowing exactly what kind of creature it was.
She looks at him and she's like, I don't mean to pry, but considering you just saw something that you wouldn't be prepared for, maybe you should consider making some kind of plan in the meantime, just in case something like that ever does happen.
Plan for flying creature?
Yeah, just, you never know. I mean, clearly they happen.
Hannah, have you never seen an airship?
No, that's what I'm saying. You made it sound like you'd never prepared for an aerial attack.
Oh no, we are prepared for aerial attack, just not in this caravan.
Ah, I see.
But there are plenty of anti-air units sitting at the front. I mean, we needed them when the Groznik came in. It is What is keeping their main forces out of Alva?
She looks at him. She looks around. She's like, all right, well, glad to know you got everything under control then.
Anyways, can I help you with that?
She kind of like dusts off her hands. She's like, we're about done, I think.
Oh, then you wouldn't mind if I just join you? I would sit with my fellow soldiers, but their company is not as pleasant.
Oh, my company is pleasant. She chuckles. But you know, I wanted to have a little private talk with someone here. If you don't mind, I'll meet you up with your soldiers in a bit.
Oh, okay. He looks a little defeated. Maybe I spend time with Jeff. I have a few questions for him as well. Right.
You might want this. She gives you like a paper and a pencil. He's not much of a
What?
talker.
So he writes answers?
Yes, he's mute.
Oh, I did not realize. Right, thank you. And he kind of walks off.
She waves him off, and then she looks for what's her name? Yana?
Correct.
She looks for Yana.
Before we resolve that, I'm gonna go with Boars looking for Chaff.
Do it.
And what is Chaff doing at this moment?
If all the work is done, I'll be reading a book.
And which book are you reading?
The diary I grabbed from Arthur's shelf.
Diary of Anne Frank.
No.
I'm sorry, my brain is.
I had to put the extra chaos somewhere.
How did you get in my head, Charles? Man. So you start to hear like the heavy footfalls of someone wearing full plate armor approach you, Chaff.
Not distracted. Focused on the book.
Excuse me, little lizard.
I look up at him.
Do you mind? Any gestures to the spot next to you?
I pat the spot and nudge him down at it.
He lays his sword to the side, leaning against a bench that is there, and sits next to you. And he sighs deeply before turning to you. I know that I cannot change what has happened, but I thought perhaps if I had the chance I should seek out some closure about everything that happened with my family. And maybe you are not the one that I should be doing this with, but I figured perhaps you had some answers for me.
I make a fold in the page and close the book, set it aside.
Thank you. Oh, pulls out the notepad with the pen. Hannah said I would need this.
Take it from his hands and look at him, ready to write.
Do you think that the ones who attacked the manor, would you know if they are truly connected to the real Green Knights?
I start writing on the page, but then realize that it's too weak, and so I use the book as a backing. What I write is, it's possible.
Please, little one, I need something more than a possibility. I need to know. The one that had the flying swords. When I came into the manor, he looked at me as though I had wronged him. He told me I would pay for the sins of my father.
Here's what I write. The ones that attacked do not show the family's honor in their actions.
You mean the Kree?
Correct.
But from the stories I have heard, is that not how they are? Cruel, greedy, wicked? He pauses to give you enough time to answer.
Exactly how much history of the Kree do I know at this point?
Well, if you recall in the time tunnel, you did see a younger Ivan. You did experience time as Jacob. As far as how much of that you are able to piece together and what you remember of the Kree, I am going to ask you to roll me a history check. And this is mostly based on your time in the caves, during the rituals and all of that.
All right, that actually works to my advantage.
Because I have a plus 20 to this roll.
All right, I rolled an 18.
Ooh. So the history as Chaff has heard it is that the Kree descended from the goddess herself, that they were her own seed and were burdened with the glorious purpose of bringing peace and prosperity to Talva. They were the unifying force of Narvan. That is what the Kree preached and believed. It's a part of their knight's oath. It's a part of the rituals they performed. As far as all the sacrifices that were performed, recalling what the mayor was accusing you of and all of those things, there were living sacrifices given at these altars, but none of them were ever children. Some of what this present age presents as the Kree doesn't seem to fully add up, and when you think back to your experiences in times before your existence, it appears that perhaps maybe some of the history books have been changed, that they've been rewritten to curry favor towards a very specific narrative. That is the impression you have as you remember back over everything. But you do also know the sort of cruelty they treated your people with. You do clearly remember the way they handled the kobolds and how many were beaten and kind of tossed to the side, expendable. So, to a certain degree, you don't think that those kinds of accusations are completely unfounded? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, as far as Bors's question, are these the same people? The only thing that seems to connect in your mind is that in your visions you did see a younger Ivan, the offender. And that's what you get on an 18.
All right. Here's what I write. The techniques are the same. It is likely they're from the same family. I'm not sure where the people who attacked your family stand. I show him the paper after that.
He takes it from you and he reads it over again and again. You could see his R's. You could see his eyes dashing back and forth across the paper repeatedly, each time his face growing more and more sullen and broken. Well, I don't understand my father. And he looks at you. My father was war hero. He fought the oppression. He defeated the Knights of Kree. You're telling me he did all this under pretense that he's not the man I thought he was? That I've modeled my entire life after a lie.
I scribble some more onto the page. Everyone makes mistakes, but was your decision back then a mistake? That is what you must decide now.
He seems to be searching your eyes for something to hold on to. And as he looks back down at this, what you've written, there is a long, silent pause.
I write one more thing. Just a quick message. Do not live in the past.
Thank you, Jeff. I don't know that I can make that kind of decision right now. It is a lot to think about. Honestly, when I saw you again, I instantly thought that I should kill you, knowing your connection to all this. I'm not even sure if I should trust what you are saying to me now. or writing, but I not trust you.
So, I set the page aside, crack open the book to where I left off.
He kind of stares at you for a minute while you're doing all this. Good talk. And in a sort of disgruntled, disappointed manner, he stands back up, takes his sword in hand. I will see you around, chaff. And he walks off.
Yeah, don't ask me for advice.
Hannah, you go looking for Yana.
Yana, baby.
And it takes you a while to find her. She seems to be a busy woman, making rounds, doing various tasks, but you catch a glimpse of her heading down to the river as the sun is drawing low.
She's gonna like follow her.
Are you trying to do this sneakily, or you're just like, I'm
No,
going to the
she's
river too?
she's just going after her, and she's just seeing it as an opportunity to speak to her privately.
Okay. She appears to not really notice your presence, and as you draw closer, she's leaning over the water, filling up a bucket or two with water. She pauses in the middle of dunking the second one in. So, have you come to sing me that song then? She says to you, not even turning around.
Hannah crosses her arms. Who are you?
If I told you that, princess, you wouldn't believe me.
Try me.
Let's just say I'm a friend. As she stands to pull the bucket out of the water and then looks up at you. Where have you been all these years?
She shakes her head. She's like, can't trust people readily. You need to tell me more about you if you want me to tell you about me.
Roll me a persuasion.
Ayo, baby.
The DC for this is going to be 17.
I didn't get it. It's like 8.
8.
Yeah.
She eyes you over and it seems she's thinking about it. Fair enough, but I too am not sure if I can tell you everything. I want to, but not at this time. Not here.
She like clenches her fist and she's like, why not now? I may never get an opportunity like this again. No one told me anything. I was a child.
I know. I know you were. I know you have questions.
Do I have any recollection of a Yana or a tiefling?
None
None.
whatsoever.
She pulls out her lute. She starts playing the snowberries in the winter.
You see her eyes tear up, hearing this song as though it's something from her own childhood that stirs nostalgia. You don't know how long it's been since I've heard that song.
So she's like tearing up too as she's playing it, and she's like, I don't want to run anymore, and I don't want to die. I just want to know if I can trust you enough not to die.
Roll me another persuasion check. This time at advantage.
Alright, so first roll's pretty good already. Persuasion is 18.
18.
And the second one is even better. It is 22.
On a 22, she is breaking at the seams. Savannah, my liege. She kneels before you. You'll probably want to know your brother yet lives
She starts just straight out crying, and she's like, and stops playing and wipes her face, and she's like, and she's nodding, and she's like, I knew this. I knew this.
And she kind of looks up at you. I searched for you far and wide and simply could not find you. I thought I'd lost you. And then your brother and the other knights, they grew impatient and we just stopped looking.
She kind of like crouches and hides her face in her knees, trying to keep it together, but it's kind of just coming out at this point.
You see her begin to slowly reach her hand up towards her face and grab at something between her horns. You can't see what it is. It's almost like there's nothing there, but her hands very clearly grab hold of something. And she begins to pull away, and you see the image of this tiefling begin to fade
No, dude, no.
as this almost like crown with broken horns comes away with her hand. And you see before you an elven woman whose face you immediately recognize. And it takes you back to a night where you were just a girl, asleep in your bed, and you wake to the sounds of bombs going off.
She wakes up abruptly. Immediately, she goes into a flight or fight mode, and she runs out of bed to her door. Guards, what's going on?
Your door opens in a rush, and this woman comes in. She's the captain of the Royal Guard. You know her as Tatiana Chechnikov, the Defender.
Oh. She, if we're still in the flashback, she runs up to her, says, Tatiana, what's going on?
We need to get your things. Only what you need, and we need to move quickly.
And they heard.
Come on, let's get you dressed. And she's rushing over to one of your wardrobes, throwing things out, some dresses, various robes, and like all nice things. Like she's tossing them to the side as if they were trash.
What are you doing, Tatiana? We can get other dresses later.
No, you don't understand. And she grabs you by your shoulders, gripping you very tightly. We need to go. We need to get your brother. We need to get out of here. We have to protect the line.
Her eyes widen. She's like, where's my mother and my father?
They are in another wing of the palace. The offender has fallen. Some Amagus that the rebels have brought. Your father, he goes to face him now. But we need to get you out.
But what about mother?
Her face drops. You could see her countenance fall at that question, and she caresses your cheek. It's going to be okay.
Her eyes widen and she's like, where is my mother?
And we come back to you staring in the face of an older Tatiana, worn by the years that have passed.
She immediately gets up and runs to her and hugs her.
And she embraces you eagerly, stroking your hair. Oh, Savannah.
She's just crying and hugging her and not really saying anything.
I'm sorry. I wasn't sure what had happened to you. And your hair, what happened to your hair and...
She kind of like wipes her face and like backs up. It's a long story, actually. She's kind of smiling. I met a nomadic tribe. They were separate from political affairs, and they taught me everything I know. And they told me to just try to blend in the best I could.
And whatever drove you to come back to this place?
I knew my brother was alive.
But now? Now is when you come back?
I felt like it was time.
She seems very flustered.
Is something wrong?
You cannot go to New Flora. There is only death there.
She looks confused.
I cannot allow you to go.
Well, where's my brother? I'll go there.
Cannot take you to him either.
She looks a little frustrated and she's like, why?
Savannah, there are just too many things at play here.
She looks at her very seriously. Did my brother have anything to do with the eradication of the Garage family?
Savannah, the garage is, well, the garage, the Amagus, he was the one responsible for your father's death.
She kind of clutches the sword on her side. I understand.
Her eyes dart to it.
I understand. However, don't want to continue the cycle of hurt. She kind of grips the sword a little harder, but I understand.
And you travel with him even now. The son.
The son is like me, victims to cruel war.
He is nothing like you, Savannah. You are royalty. You are a daughter of Necrochronomia.
Necrochronomia?
He is a peasant.
Necrochronomia?
She's saying this in a very, loose way. She's not saying you're directly the daughter of Necrochronomia.
Yeah, but she still didn't put two and two together as far as her family being related to Necrochronomia. So she's just kind of just stumbling on that a little bit.
You were chosen by the goddess. You and your brother were meant to rule these lands.
She kind of sighs. Is there any way, maybe not now, but in the future, that I could see my brother?
She starts nodding. Yes, of course. Your brother would be ecstatic to learn that you yet live.
She gets a little teary-eyed again.
I would gladly take you to Leopold now, but...
No, I understand. We must be tactical. She looks around, and we should probably get back to the camp.
Wait. You mustn't tell anyone.
She laughs a little. I would tell no one.
I'm serious, Savannah.
She looks at her very seriously. She says, I trust no one. And I mean that. You, I know you. But I've come to a point where I cannot allow myself to trust anyone fully. It's just the way that I must live. I won't tell anybody.
Thank you. And she places the crown back on her head, and you see this image take her over again as Yana.
She looks at her sadly and then just kind of turns away and leaves.
Savannah.
She looks back. Yes?
One more thing. If you are determined to go to New Flora, I beg you, at the very least, do not enter the city. Stay outside.
She nods her head. Do my best.
Thank you. And she goes back to drawing water.
Wow. So emotional.
Arthur,
My dice!
ready to roll the initiative?
Hang on. I'm getting my dice. Hang on, they went into the abyss. Hang on. Johnny's in the abyss fighting me for them. Hang on, he's got a strong grip. Hang on. Alright, I got it back.
Darn.
The curtain has fallen on the night. The soldiers have all begun to settle down in their tents. Watches have been posted. The moon is overhead as you begin to feel sleep take you.
Alright.
You pull into this trance.
It's backstory time. Happens every third session. I have it recorded. I don't do anything while being pulled in trance.
You find yourself standing amongst rubble.
Not again. Last time I go drinking, I swear.
Around you is the stench of burning flesh and stone alike. The air is saturated in dust and smoke, but at least the bombs have stopped going off.
What am I? Do I know?
You are in your present state, an owlin dressed in soldier's uniform.
Where am I? Actually, do I know? Just nondescript broken building.
You are in the capital of Ivergrad.
So we're not very close to garage, and this is still our territory. Quotation marks. What would I be doing there? I guess an armory. No, a warehouse. Place of invention, creation.
You're walking around this abandoned warehouse. It was a refinery of some kind. You don't really recognize what the substance is that's being refined here, but you could tell from glancing around that it was being used by the enemy.
So, I guess while marching forward, take a look at everything that's being created here. Taking every little mental note I can of this place. It is knowledge that I don't know. Therefore, it must be recorded for me.
Among the various alchemical contraptions you find around this place, you find a lot of burnt up paperwork, equations of different kind, things that have been smudged out, burned, torn, until you finally come across what appears to be some sort of office workstation type situation, and you start rummaging through shattered brick and stone and other debris until something purple catches your eye.
Purple? And I see the purple thing catch my eye. I go towards it cautiously, but still eagerly.
When you pull this up, it is a book, almost like a tome, and you blow off the dust from the cover and instantly are drawn to the inscriptions upon the book, which you cannot read.
Opening up the book, because it's still the undecipherable letters.
Very much so. And as you flip through the pages, although you can't read it, you could clearly tell that there are detailed instructions throughout that give the impression of the use of magic.
So, seeing through it, telling that it's magical in nature, I simply pack it away, kicking up a bit of dust and saying, well, at least you were useful for something.
What? ¿Qué pasó?
Nani? Hey, I said it first. So, seeing that it's magical in nature, I pack it away, kicking up some rubble and dust and saying, well, at least you were useful for something.
As you do that, you could hear some other rubble shifting nearby,
I lock my rifle onto the noise.
and you see Locke, fascinated and intrigued by the various beakers and contraptions and devices around this warehouse. Arthur, did you notice all this stuff? Do you know what this is?
Don't you sound old even in my remembrance of you.
He's a little less old. He's just always had this weird lisp.
I thought you were always destined to be an old man.
He's like that one actor, Steve Martin. He's had white hair since he was 12.
Yeah. Yes, the things here are quite exciting. If only less of it could have been destroyed.
Yes, I know, but what we have here we cannot just throw out. I mean, This could change everything. This could definitely help us rebuild.
And just slowly panning my head around the place. Yes, rebuild or help take over.
Come now, Arthur, you know that there's seldom any difference between the two. But think of what good we could do. I mean, we could definitely avoid being like the king, hoarding all of this to... We could spread democracy. Sorry.
Helldivers noises.
Oh my gosh. We could help build a better society. Perhaps even negotiate rather than conquest.
Yes, we could take everything back by simply talking to them, but will they truly listen to us?
So no, I don't think you understand what kind of opportunity we have here.
Yes, a good enough opportunity simply makes plethora of realities. We must choose the one that has the best outcome.
Yes. You and your time. But this is now. I'll present it to the generals and see what we can make of it.
Yes, it is best that we have all this recorded. Every last bit of it. As I'm kind of just tucking the book away.
Right. What did you find over there? Some sort of records? Maybe we can see how they created it, see their process? Did you find anything like that?
No, an empty journal. I was hoping to find one. In my luck, it had no writing.
Roll me a deception check.
If you fail me, gold dice, I'm selling you. I'm selling you to Hannah. 18 total.
18?
14 plus 4.
You matched his insight exactly.
It's crazy.
He stares at you blankly for a minute and looks over at the space where you found the book.
Before you say anything, can I re-say the line? Found a better way to say it.
Sure.
Oh, nothing. Just a journal. I had lost mine that I was keeping record in. And luckily enough, the one I found was completely empty.
So when he looks over at the space where you found this tome... Right. Well, as long as you didn't find anything useful... I mean, to the country, that is. I'm sure you can find plenty use for your own, General.
Yes. With what we found here, I'm sure I can think of new creations.
So much more than that, Arthur. We could establish trade, monopolize the market on it, build up the economy for this nation once more. After, of course, the king destroyed it with his wars.
You know, I've just had this excellent idea.
Oh?
What about soldier? No heart or soul. A metal man.
Arthur, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. Hello again, friends, vagrants, and stray cats. We thank you for coming once again and listening to yet another episode of The Silent Bard Tavern. As always, we ask if you like what you hear, if you enjoy our content, like, subscribe, share. Join us at Blue Sky or even in our Discord, all of that info down in the episode description. We thank you again, and as always, we hope to see you next time here on the Silent Bard Tavern.